So in this quick video, I'm going to be talking about ServiceNow's Employee Center Pro. What is it, who's it for, and the benefits of it. Let's get started. So let's talk about the employee experience. So I'm going to talk about a story that I've had in the past when I first got onboarded at a company of mine. So during this process, I was just out of school, and this was like my first big company that I was going to join. And there was it was kind of a rough onboarding process, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I had to send my documents 3 times because the HR person kept on changing. And that was because they had turnover on their end. And because it was a lot of back and forth through email, things got missed. And it was rough that way. So I didn't get paid for a few months after I started. Number two, if I ever had any questions about, what's the time off policy or what are my benefits or anything like that, I had to email someone, sometimes my manager, sometimes the HR team, and wait for a response back. And there was multiple websites that I had to sign up for just to be onboarded properly. And it was kind of a frustrating experience. By talking to other people, it seems like it's not that uncommon. So there has to be a better way of doing things. And I know that the HR team is working super hard, getting tons and tons of emails, and they have to just keep their head above water. But like, what could be done better? And that's where we bring in Employee Center Pro. Now, if you look over here, Employee Center Pro is essentially your portal into an organization. You can have access to the different departments, different people to talk to. You can have access to information like what are your benefits or anything that's commonly asked in the company. And you do this in a way where you don't have to go to different websites. The way the Employee Center Pro works and the way the ServiceNow platform works is that it connects with all the different applications out there. So you only need to be on one site. Now let's take a quick look at this. So if you look at the top left over here, you'll see that there's the HR, the IT department, and other different departments that you'd have. And then if you look in the middle over here, you'll see that this is messages that your organization wants everyone to know about. And it can be customized depending on who you are. And if you go down here, you'll see that there's popular topics. So this is stuff that's got intelligence baked in. So depending on what other people in the organization are looking at, it'll show up on your portal as well, just so you know what's going on. And last, and if you don't know where to find something, you can always look at the search bar. And the search bar sort of works like Google. You can type in anything you want, and as long as the knowledge base or the article exists, you'll have answers to it. And last but not least, there's also the virtual agent. So the virtual agent is a conversational-like experience where you can ask questions or have a conversation with an AI chatbot, and it can answer questions for you. And what this does is the following. Now let's talk about the benefits of Employee Center Pro. And going back to my story about my tumultuous onboarding process, how would I benefit with Employee Center Pro? So number one, my productivity would have been increased. So the first few months, I was going back and forth with the onboarding process, signing up for different training programs, signing up for different apps. It was just not sure if I'm getting paid or not. So I wasn't really focused on getting trained up in my job as quickly as I should have because I was dealing with more of the HR stuff, which is not optimal. Number two, reduce HR workload. So the reason why I was dealing with all this HR problems is because the HR team had a high turnover because they had way too many requests to deal with and they just were feeling overwhelmed. So with Employee Center Pro, a lot of the stuff can be handled by the employees themselves without having to talk to the HR team, which makes it that the HR team only has to worry about things that only they can solve instead of doing repetitive emails every single day. And last but not least, it increases employee engagement and satisfaction. And it does this in numerous ways, but the most obvious one is you have one hub and it's very easy to use. So when you have one portal to talk to the entire company, talk to different departments, do your onboarding, and you're not having to go through multiple apps and dealing with the frictions involved in that, you enjoy your time at the company a lot more, and it increases retention and it increases employee satisfaction. So to conclude, I just showed you a very small aspect of what Employee Center Pro can do, which is just the onboarding process, but it can do so much more. It is effectively the portal for the employees to the rest of the organization. It has a social aspect to it. It's got HR, legal, multiple departments, and it really makes a huge difference because instead of going back and forth through email or bugging your manager, you have one website where you can get access to all the information in a very easy way. And this way, you can also focus more on your job and less on admin stuff and HR things, which only take away from your productivity.